So this is a Dolce's litter. There's a week between Shiva and Dolce. These are 1 week of age today. And again, it's the handling exercises we're doing. And as I said, with Shiva's litter, we've been more aggressive with the handling, hot, cold, suspension, etc., etc. And my feeling is they're slightly more developed by 2-3 days, which doesn't sound a lot, but when you consider that puppies are only 14 days, 2 or 3 days development further ahead, it's quite big. And so what I was thinking of doing here is we do the normal handling exercises with these puppies, but with this female here, the big girl, I'll take the biggest one because she's easy to spot, is we're going to do the same handling exercise we've done with Shiva's. The rest we will do our normal, what we've done before in previous litters. But this is going to be a bit more aggressive on the handling, the suspension and everything else, just to see if this one develops quicker than the other puppies and prove a point or disprove the point. Because my feeling is the environment, the way we're handling the puppies, has definitely increased the physical development in the puppy. So this is my textures here. This is what we're getting used to. Well, and you can feel different textures. So we're going to introduce this puppy to water. Warm water, oof, just on the brush, nothing major. That's what we did with the other puppies. Then it was an ice cube and a bowl of water. Dong. I won't be doing the same exercises with the other ones. We just carry on doing what we normally do. Doink. See, getting the food textures and everything else. We've got that. As soon as we start to get this list, we're down. There we are. Hello, Tinkle. And God, he's been a little bit agitated there. It's okay, dog. So, this is just what normal exercises we do with the puppies, as we've done with all the other puppies in the past. Just to see if there's a difference. You know, and when you think back on the videos we've done in the past, there we go, you get in there. Get in there. Like for example the table, just through manipulation and everything else with the puppies, we've taken puppies, the litter of puppies at 6.5 weeks on the table, and then we've changed the way we're working with the puppies, and we eventually got it down to what, 4.5, 5 weeks to get the same response from the puppies. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work out, because I wasn't expecting a physical difference in the puppies through handling, but logically why not? If we're pushing the puppies in a certain way, they'll develop in a certain way, thinking about it. What use it is, I have no idea, I haven't figured that one out either, but it's interesting to see whether it is the handling and everything else that goes with the puppies will change things. Can you move forward with it? How we work with it? There you go. So now she's decided to feed, so we'll carry on the handling exercises after the feeding. I was a little bit surprised with the nail cutting with Shiva's litter. You've seen previous videos, it's always been pretty calm on the nail cutting, so they're definitely more sensitive or more aware of the surroundings, which makes me think that they're a little bit more ahead than what we're normally used to. Whether this is a good thing or not, I don't know. It's the first time we've experienced it. But again, it's like the table. We can take a litter at 6.5 weeks, test it on the table, but with different handling techniques, etc., etc., we can get the same response from a litter at 4.5, 5 weeks. So how we use what we're learning here today is going to be kind of interesting, I think. And it's something we're going to have to reflect on and see the results of these puppies, how they do, etc., etc. And it's all a learning, everything is a learning experience, and it's trying to build on that knowledge that we can affect puppies in a certain way through their environment, through the handling. And I know there's a lot of people who believe it's all genetics and everything else, but it is genetics, but it's also manipulating the situation so you get the best of those genes coming out rather than the worst. And it's knowing when to push, when not to push, basically. Right, dog. And she's doing very, very well. She's our little doggy, but there you go, she's got a very easy job at the moment. And what I was thinking of taking is one of Shiva's males and bringing it over, one of the small males or something, and bringing it over and spread the load a little bit. When it comes to the feeding. In fact, I'll do it now, she's already feeding. I'll go and get one of the Shiva's males and see it. Introduce it to the market and introduce it into the... So what I've got here is one of the Shiva's males, I've just marked in purple. And it's not going to stay there full time, but just on the feedings and get them an extra feed. Because he's the smallest one of the Shivas. Right. Yeah, I know that smells, just let it dry for a minute. Eh? There we go, yeah, we're definitely into the food. And we spread the load a little bit on Shiva, and those that seem to be falling behind on the weight with Shivas will move over. And she does have 8, Dolly's only got 5, so. And yeah, Tinkle, you can get back in there, you're a biggie. Yeah, we're definitely in that. So, as I say, we just carried on the handling with Dolly's, keep an eye on it, see how it all turns out. And it'd be interesting, for me it's an interesting experiment to see whether it is just the litter that is developed that way or whether it is the handling, and we'll have proof one way or another with that female here and see what happens. Okay.